What's going on, folks? Nick Sanchez here, and we are back at it again with another quick review. So today we got a 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT. Let me go ahead and read off some of the specs here for you. So when these first came out, they had an MSRP of $61,995. The battery is going to be a 91 kilowatt 404 volt lithium-ion battery. So it's going to be a total of 90 city, 77 highway. The complete mile range is going to be 260. This thing's going to have a horsepower of 480 with 600 foot-pounds of torque, a curb weight of 4,920, and a 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. Now we have this one in the shadow black with the black interior. But before getting further into the review, shout out to Roger Beasley Mazda, located here in Austin, Texas, for giving me a chance to use the vehicle. If you are in the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle, they got 3 convenient locations here for you. One in South Austin, Central Austin, and Georgetown. Now with that said, let's go ahead and get right back into the review. All right, so before beginning the walk around, here is the key fob, lock, unlock, the hatch, and of course the panic button on the back, classic Mustang logo. So when you lock it, you're greeted like this with those lights. Unlocked, same thing. All right, so let's go ahead and move on closer. You do have this rear windshield wiper. You do have lights above and below, and of course that nice GT badging with these beautiful Mustang lights down there. And then of course down below you do have the parking sensors, no exhaust because it is electric. Let's go ahead and take a step back. And I am loving this shadow black. You're gonna have these 20-inch wheels. Looks like we got some Pirelli tires on the Mach-E. Let's go ahead and walk around. You do have Brembo brakes. Let's go ahead and walk up a little bit closer, and you will see the Brembo brake logo on there. Coming around the front, very sleek design. I'm a fan. You do have functional vents down there, and I'll show you later in the video. You have this nice grille with the Mustang logo, of course the front camera right there, and then you do have this very odd little placement of that mini Ford logo right there in the front. And of course, all the sensors are going to be right below the vehicle's front bumper there. Let's go ahead and walk around the end. Actually, let me take it one step back to the front. So you do have those side mirrors. So when you unlock the vehicle, they will unfold. You have those nice LED lights. And then when you lock, pretty much same thing. The side the side mirrors will fold back on, and you're greeted by that nice little LED strip in the front. And let's go ahead and put the walk around here. Overall, very beautiful design, very sleek, very elegant. Let's go ahead and check out the trunk. Now you can either use the key fob, or there is a small button right under that notch right there that'll lift the rear hatch up. This one does have the off-road rear cargo mat, and you do have these little mini mats. They're going to be placed all throughout the vehicle. This is something I noticed when I initially saw the vehicle. Looks like the seats do fold down 60-40 split for additional cargo. The left-hand side, I do have this little light with this tiny little Mustang logo, so that's cool. Very attention to detail oriented. You do have another charging port right here. Rear speaker. Let's go ahead and lift up this cargo mat. You just do have the regular carpet there, and then right below that looks like a tire inflator kit. No actual spare. So coming around to the front, you will have your charging port right here. You just tap on it like so, unlocks, and that's where you would get it juiced up. In the front hood, of course, it's electric. I already unlocked it, so here's the front. Pretty decent space. Yeah, pretty straightforward, nothing too crazy. And a nice Mustang logo up top. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the rear passenger side. Now, before actually going in, you do have something a little peculiar. So when you open it on up, you don't actually have a handle to grip onto. It gives you the assumption that you would just use the rear right there to actually grab it, versus the front where you do have a little handle, so you press it and you just grab it from there. So I thought that was a little peculiar, but that's just the way they designed it. Now on the inside, you do have this nice suede material, and then the black leatherette. You got your speakers right here, and at first I thought that was a key fob, but that's just the release for the door. Down below you do have nice little storage for some kind of miscellaneous items. Now here is the gray with the black. So this is a suede interior with the leatherette. It's very nice, actually. It's very comfortable. And let's go ahead and take a seat. Center console. You have your cup holders, and then down below you have your AC vents, and then the USB, and looks like the Android input. Up above you do have this beautiful pano roof right there. And then here is a shot of the front, the infotainment center, and the center console there for you. Go ahead and check out the driver's seat, and pretty much same setup, very nicely done. You do have the B&O speakers in here. You got your memory seats, your switches for your windows and side mirrors, and then on the driver's side you do have your power seat with the lumbar support. Let's go ahead and take a seat. All right, now we are behind the steering wheel of the Mach-E. To the bottom left of the steering wheel, you got your defroster, the switch for the headlights, the switch for the gauge, and your skid control. And here's the steering wheel. Nice, sleek, blacked out Mustang logo with the chrome outline, very nice. Left-hand side is going to be your cruise control options, lane keep assist, radar cruise control. Right side is going to be your Bluetooth and radio. And of course, you got your, let me zoom in here, switch for the windshield wipers, and then of course your brights. Let's turn it on. Foot on the brake, push start. Okay. And that's what you're greeted with. You got this beautiful screen right here with an additional screen here. Okay, so here's the front screen. Left-hand side, you got your range, the battery percentage, and a compass right below that. The center is the Mach-E with the lane keep assist on. Right-hand side, you do have your speedometer. And then on the very right, you have which shifting position you're in. And then below that, the miles on the vehicle. While looking at the dash, you do see you have a hard plastic here. This would look like or give you the impression that it's suede, but it's not. It feels like a harder plastic as well. And then if you back on up, you do actually have suede on this side as well as on the passenger side with the hard plastic here. And then of course you do have the AC vents integrated into the dash, making it look very nice and very sleek. And taking a look at the infotainment center, you're going to be greeted by this huge 15.5 screen. This thing is just beastly in here. But let's go ahead and take a quick peek at it. So right now I have the navigation displayed. Let me go ahead and hit the home button. Check out a couple of different options here: radio, phone, nav, media, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, charging, tire pressure, trip energy, owner's manual, and sketch. The next menu is controllers for your sound, phone list, driver assistance, vehicle, general connectivity, software updates, Ford assistance, and valet mode. And then the last one is just your camera. Let's go ahead and go back to the home screen. And then down below that, you do have this knob right here, which you can control volume. And of course, if you hit the fan speed, for example, you can control the fan. Let's see if I can get this to work properly. Yep, AC. So that's kind of convenient and pretty nifty the way they did that and integrated it into the technology. And then down below that, you do see your actual buttons for the AC in the event you don't want to use that. And of course, it has heated seats, heated steering wheel, and an automatic mode for the heated seat. Let's go ahead and take a peek right below the infotainment center. Way in the back, you do have a USB port and Android port, and then you have this nice wireless charging pad, your cup holders, and then below that, an additional storage area. Here is the shifter with the parking pilot, hazards, and electronic parking brake right there. And for the center storage, you do have a nice GT imprint on the material itself. This actually lifts up, slides back, and you do have this tray right here. We can kind of have everything neatly organized, and a charging port there as well. In the event you feel like you need more space or you just want this out of here, this will actually come off. If I can do it in one take, there we go. And then you do have more space with a little coin holder right here, and that just gives you a little bit more storage area. Here's a shot of the passenger seat, and then glove box. It's a glove box. Up above, you do have your rear view mirror, and then the garage door openers, sunglasses holder, and then your pilot lights. Okay, let's go ahead and check out the back seat. And let me scoot over to the passenger side where the seat is all the way back. And average sized guy, I can tell you, with the seat all the way back, I got plenty of space. My knees aren't pushing against the chair here. Up above, I do have plenty of space and a nice view with this pano moonroof. If you're a little bit on the taller end, you should have a good amount of head space. The front seat, the person in front of you may have to scooch their seat just a little bit in case you're in the 6-foot range. But overall, I feel like you can fit 2 adults back here relatively comfortable. And here are the lights for the Mustang Mach-E. For the blinkers, very nice, sleek, thin LED strip. Here are your regular LED lights for the headlights right there. On the side, pretty much same setup. Nice, thin, sleek design. And walked around to the back to check out the rear tail lights with the classic three-stripe Mustang look. Very nice. One more thing I want to mention are these functional vents. So right now the vehicle is off, but when it is on, these vents will open up, giving air to the battery. So let me go ahead and show that to you. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and enter the car and turn the vehicle on now. Okay, so we are finally going to be able to test drive this Mach-E 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. So it's a little bit quicker than what I'm used to driving on the channel, but let's go ahead and get on the feeder road here in South Austin, and let's step on it. And I'm already at 60 miles an hour. Oh my God, that is ridiculous, man. This thing with, what was it, 480 horsepower? So yeah, you got plenty of power, which is pretty scary because it's an electric vehicle, so the power is just instantaneously. It's not like, a traditional V8 where it'll take a little bit of delay to get that thrust, but geez, man, that is ridiculous. So let's go ahead and talk about a few things about the vehicle, the exterior, the interior, the technology, and of course my personal opinions. So the exterior of the Mach-E in the shadow black. Love what Ford's done with the design. Now, of course, using the Mustang name, I know there's a lot of purists there who just want to disregard this vehicle because it's an SUV, it's electric. I'm kind of in that same boat. I'm old school. I grew up on muscle cars, so it's kind of weird for me, but you cannot deny the power that this thing has. This thing is ridiculous. I do like the modern amenities, the sleek, thin LED lights that they used, and of course the nostalgia of the rear taillights with the three taillight design back there. So that's very nice. The 20-inch wheels, not my favorite, but they're clean with the Pirellis, and then of course the nicely done Brembo brakes. Now for the interior, of course, this thing is actually very nice. I mean, of course, it's known sports cars are notorious for not being comfortable at all. From all the sports cars that I've owned, I know that you sacrifice the comfortability with the sheer horsepower. That's kind of the trade-off. But this vehicle is a little bit different. This vehicle, I feel you can do a road trip no problem. I mean, there's plenty of padding, plenty of cushion, and then with the suede inserts with the leatherette is something that I am enjoying personally. I think in some previous reviews, I know I mentioned that I prefer leather seats, but with the with the suede insert, it doesn't absorb as much heat as a all leather seat would. So here in Central Texas, especially in Austin during our summers when it gets pretty brutal, it's nice because you can come on in and yeah, it's relatively okay. Now for the back seat, you do have plenty of space. You can fit two full-size adults there, so you can make this maybe a carpool vehicle as well as a good weekend trip to the beach or to the mountains, depending where you're located in the US. Now for the center console, this 15.5-inch screen is huge. It's huge. It's takes up a lot of real estate in the center, but it's nicely done. I mean, it's very functional, very user-friendly. That knob at the very bottom, I was a little indifferent at first, but then I noticed it fed my need to press some kind of button. Aside just from a screen, of course, different generations may prefer just touching a screen. Me, I'm kind of in the middle where I like feeling some hard buttons as well as the screen. So that was nicely done, especially the way you just toggle the temperature and you can adjust it, or toggle the volume and adjust that as well. Now let's go ahead and talk about safety features and technology of the vehicle. Of course, it's going to have the standard and modern blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist, backup cameras, smart radar, cruise control. But of course, it's going to also have those creature comforts like wireless charging and the B&O sound system. The performance and handling of the vehicle. Now, in my short test drive, it handled great. It handled like a modern car should. Horsepower at 480. It's a bit excessive to me, but it is a Mustang with the GT badging, so I expect nonetheless. Of course, at a 260-mile range, you're going to have to charge it depending how much of a commute you have daily, maybe, or weekly. I mean, if you live down the street somewhere. But at 90 city, 77 highway, that's awesome. That's great. I mean, that makes it a prime candidate for a good electric commuter car. Now, I've never actually taken an EV out on like a long distance drive, so I don't know for those who have experience doing so if 260 miles is enough. I live in the state of Texas, so you probably would have to plan and coordinate a little bit more efficiently, but I know there's other states out there that have a little bit more of a setup for EV vehicles. Overall, I'm a fan. 0 to 60 in 3.5 seconds. What can I say? And that's it for this quick review on the 2022 Ford Mustang Mach-E GT. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. If you want to see more car review videos, hit that subscribe button. Once again, shout out to Roger Beasley Mazda. You can check out their inventory at rogerbeasleymazda.com, and I'll go ahead and leave a link in the description down below. Alrighty, folks. Catch you in the next video.